And what was the cause of his passing?
Well, he was shot.
Okay.
So I don't know how I want to put that.
Okay. All right. And I hate to ask, but is it?
Yeah,
you can just say yes or no. Was it a homicide?
No, it was an accident.
An accident. Okay. Okay. Are you aware of who the primary beneficiary of the policy is?
It's me.
Thank you for watching Why I Killed You TV. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this particular video on this particular YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. So we're going to be talking about Lori Vallow Daybell. So we're going to talk about the past, but then we're going to come up to the present. People back in the day had a lot of questions for Lori Vallow Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell because they wanted to know where their children were. People were asking them, flat out, where are your kids? But they never would answer. JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan had been missing for over 4 months, and because their parents were so quiet about it, it made them seems like they were suspects. Lori was a former hairdresser from Arizona, and Chad was a religious author from Idaho. Together, they were soon going to be the center of a case involving 5 strange and tragic deaths. Some people even believe that they were a part of some type of group or some kind of cult with some strange beliefs. It all began around Christmas of 2019 when police in Rexburg, Idaho asked the public for help in finding these 2 missing children. The kids were a 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow, who had autism, and his 16-year-old sister Tylee, who had not been seen since September of 2019. The FBI and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children during the search. Lori never reported the kids missing. In fact, she and Chad said nothing at all, which made their family so worried that they hired a private investigator. Police said the mystery would have been solved if only Lori and Chad would just say where the kids were, but instead they left town. They actually went to Hawaii. Even after reporters found them in Hawaii and asked them again about the kids, they still refused to answer. Police found Tylee's cell phone and items belonging to JJ in the couple's car, but still no signs of the kids. Lori was ordered by the Idaho authorities to bring her kids forward by January the 30th, 2020, and if she did not show up, she was going to be in big trouble. But guess what? She didn't show up. On February the 20th, she was arrested in Hawaii and charged with deserting JJ and Tylee. She also faced charges like resisting police and contempt of court. After her arrest, Lori was sent back to Idaho to face trial. People who had known Lori from high school couldn't believe that she was involved in something like this. One former friend said she remembered Lori as being very cheerful, a religious girl. And now this friend is believing that she might have been brainwashed. Chad, who was Lori's new husband, had written books about Doomsday and claimed to have special powers to talk to spirits and see the future. He also believed in things like reincarnation and said some people were just zombies. Chad and Lori even believed that they would lead others through the end of the world. In June of 2020, police finally found the remains of JJ and Tylee. And guess what? They were buried in Chad's backyard. They were able to find the spot by tracing Lori's brother Alex Cox's cell phone. Investigators believe that Alex was the one who buried them. Chad was arrested and charged with destroying and hiding evidence. Lori was charged with conspiracy and hiding the bodies. While both denied all charges, police continued looking into all other suspicious deaths. That included the death of Chad's former wife, Tammy Daybell, and Lori's 4th husband, Charles Vallow. Before Charles died, he had warned police that Lori might be dangerous, and he begged for help. He had even asked for a mental evaluation about a couple of months before his death. He was later shot and killed by Alex Cox, who is Lori's brother, who also died not long after under unclear circumstances. As the truth came out, it shocked the nation. The children's family members were heartbroken. Many said that Charles's warnings, they were ignored. They promised to keep fighting for justice for JJ and Tylee. So we're going to be talking about Lori Vallow Daybell in her timeline right up until June of 2025. So back in January of 2019, Lori's husband Charles, he was really worried about her. He thought she was acting very strange, and he told police that she might need some type of mental health check. He believed Lori might even hurt herself or even her kids or even him, but nobody did much at the time. So in July of 2019, Charles was killed. Just a few months later, Charles was shot and killed by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Alex said it was self-defense, but people were very suspicious. Charles had just asked for help, and now he's dead. That is beyond peculiar. So in September of 2019, JJ and Tylee, this is when they disappeared. This was Lori's two kids, JJ and Tylee, suddenly went missing, but Lori never told the police or reported them missing. That made everybody very suspicious, including their grandparents, who eventually called the police. In December of 2019, Alex Cox dies. Alex Cox is Lori's brother. Then Alex, the same brother who killed Charles, also died suddenly. His death was ruled natural, but many people think that there was more to the story. With him being gone, a lot of answers went with him. So we're not sure. Did Lori kill him as well? In February of 2020, Lori is arrested. Lori and Chad were found in Hawaii, smiling, acting like nothing was wrong, but Lori was arrested for leaving her kids behind and not telling anybody where they were. She was brought back to Idaho to face charges. So now we're into June. June 2020, the kids are found. This was the moment that changed everything. Police used cell phone data to track Lori's brother, and that led to Chad Daybell's backyard. There, they would find the remains of JJ and Tylee buried. It was heartbreaking. So then in May of 2021, Lori and Chad are charged with murder. Now, that's when the kids' bodies were found. Lori and Chad were officially charged with their murders. They were also charged with conspiracy and other crimes. It was no longer just a missing person case. It was now a murder case. April through May of 2023, Lori goes to trial in Idaho. Lori finally went to trial in Idaho for the deaths of JJ and Tylee and Chad's first wife, Tammy. After weeks of testimony, the jury found her guilty. Of course, we already know that, of all the major charges. In July 2023, Lori is sentenced. Lori was given 3 life sentences without the chance of parole. That means she will never get out of prison, but this was just the beginning. There were still other cases waiting for her in Arizona. In April 2025, Lori was found guilty in Charles's case. Lori was put on trial again, this time for the death of her husband, Charles. She was found guilty of conspiracy to have killed him. Charles had warned the police, and now his case has finally gotten justice. All right, guys, she has a long timeline. So fast forward to now, in June of 2025, Lori was found guilty in Brandon's case. This is another case that was finally wrapped up. Lori was found guilty of helping plot the murder of her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Buto. That plan failed, but Lori was still held responsible for trying. Today, as of June 21st, 2025, we are waiting for more sentencing. Right now, Lori is awaiting to be sentenced again in Arizona. These new charges could add even more time to her life in prison sentences. Families of the victims say they will keep fighting for full justice.
They hate you. You're gonna die.